how many times had you changed your presentation from January 30th, 2025 until when you first walked in the courthouse yesterday?
Do you mind if I count?
Not at all.
So there was the May 13th change. Half of that was in response to objections from the defense. I had to add all the paths to where everything was. Then when I got out here, Mr. Brandon asked me to take out references to evidence about statements that I was not allowed to present. So that would have been within the last 3 days. And then I've modified it a couple times today based on rulings from the judge.
Okay, let's break that down. You said half of the changes you made on May 13th related to what? Because I want to know about the other half.
Sure, there was two changes. I added the extra path of 138, and then I was told that the defense was having problems with my PowerPoint, so I had to go in and add the paths to every single slide about where the evidence came from, because they were saying I didn't provide everything, and I had provided everything.
All right. So
that was the second half.
Got it. I want to go to the first half, sir.
Sure.
And I'm going to try to shortcut this.
Please.
And if I'm not clear, you just let me know. I want to talk about the first half. You called it, I didn't hear it. It was like, did you say path?
Path.
P-A-T-H?
Correct. The path Miss Reed was driving.
Right. What you made the change for May 13th, that first half, that wasn't something that was triggered by the defense. That was something irrespective of the defense, correct?
It was based upon her statements. Is she part of the defense?
All right, so that's what I wanted to get to. You changed the first half based upon statements you allege that Ms. Reed made. Is that correct?
I changed one slide. There was 130 slides originally, or something like that. So half of the changes on that day, which was one slide, I added one line to the bottom of the previous slide.
Did you consider that change significant?
No.
Well, then why did you make it in the middle of trial if it wasn't significant? Why didn't you just leave it off and then discuss it in terms of testimony?
So, A, it ultimately was left off. B, because it was insignificant and I didn't need to have it. So the way it got presented was exactly the way it was before May 13th. So it didn't change anything.
But it was significant enough for you to make a change to your presentation, correct?
So my goal is to be as accurate as possible. So when I saw the path that I gave, the way she could drive, I gave the possible paths. That was one of the possible paths that hadn't originally been included. So in striving to be as accurate as possible, including as much information as I could, I wanted to make sure I included that.
So you were striving. The clip that you used to make the change, you say you made the change based upon a clip you observed with regard to Ms. Reed. Is that correct?
I believe that, yes, that is correct.
Do you know that clip has been in existence for months?
I don't believe I got it until April.
So a clip that has been, assume the clip's been in existence for months. You just got the clip.
Dr. Welcher, I have to ask you not to refer to that.
I'm trying to be helpful.
Close your computer.
Let me close it. Sorry. I was trying to answer his question.
So I'm going to ask you to close the top.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Just flat that. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So assume the clip that you said was the basis for changing your PowerPoint on May 13th after the trial started had been in existence for months. You just got that clip, you say, in April?
I believe so, yes.
What was tell me the circumstances by which you got the clip. Did you ask for it?
I was told there was a new interview.
Okay. Who initiated the conversation about the new interview?
I don't know if it was Mr. Brandon.
It was someone associated with the prosecution?
Yes, I wouldn't have known about it.
Exactly. So somebody affirmatively communicated with you when about this clip?
I need to look, but I remember it being about mid-April,
Mid-April.
if I'm thinking of the correct clip.
What were you asked to do, if anything, with regard to that clip?
When I got the clip, I wasn't asked to do anything.
What did you do with the clip once you got it?
So they then indicated there was this suggestion of an alternative route. So then I looked at the alternative route description and added the alternative route.
So it was suggested to you by the prosecution that you look at the clip and they pointed out that there was an alternative route they wanted you to look at?
So I took it to be, we have additional evidence. Please look at the additional evidence and add it to your analysis.
On the topic of additional analysis by Aperture, while this trial is going on, are you aware of Mr. Burgess submitting a report dated May 8th of 2025 in this case?
Yes, I received that report on May 8th.
Right. And so you were aware of the creation of that report on May 8th because you got a copy of it, right?
Correct.
Were you aware that Mr. Burgess was intending to submit that May 8th report to the Commonwealth?
Yes, we had a discussion before that he had found new information that changed the timing.
Oh, he had found new information. What is your basis for saying he found new information as opposed to the information always existed, it's just it was pointed out to him that should be looked at? What's the basis of your understanding that he found new information?
Objections to the question.
I'm going to allow the question, but you have to ask it differently. Mr.
I will,
Burgess.
Your Honor. Thank you. What is the basis for the statement you made that Mr. Burgess found new information?
I guess it was his meeting in our discussions. He indicated that he had found new information.
Did you ask him, what do you mean by new?
No, I took it at what it said.
So do you, as you sit here today, have any basis to say that that information is new as opposed to it's always been in existence?
Yes,
What is that?
what he told me.
Oh, so you relied upon the representation of Mr. Burgess. You didn't have any independent document to determine whether, in fact, it was new.
I don't quite frankly care whether it's new or not. I just care what's in the data. Whether it's new, old, I don't care. It's not relevant to what I'm doing. I don't say this is new data, this is old data. I just care what the data is.
Sir, has Aperture ever submitted a report, a changed report in the middle of a trial to your knowledge?
I have no idea.
Do you know whether Aperture has ever submitted an amended report in the middle of a trial? You said you testified in federal and state courts. Can you recall one instance where Aperture has submitted an amended report in the middle of a trial?
So Aperture is like 290 people. I can only speak for myself. I have certainly done amended analysis. Only certain courts and certain legal systems require reports. But for example, rebuttal, analyzing testimony that comes up in court, getting trial transcripts. I very frequently have come up with new analysis during the trial.
Sir, my question is, as you sit here now, can you state one court case where you or Aperture has submitted an amended report in the middle of a trial?
I cannot speak for Aperture. I can only speak for myself.
Can you answer? Oh, speak for yourself, sir. Can you then, for yourself, recall any instance where you submitted an amended report in the middle of a trial?
Amended reports? No. Amended analysis? Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Alessi, is this a good time for a break or
It-
5 more minutes?
It's a good time, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, folks, why don't we take our morning recess? Again, Dr. Welcher, you can smile right behind.
Great. Love to use the restroom.